forward as much as possible?
Yeah, the early on can sometimes be a farming game where, the turrets are much more powerful than the champions, but champions scale up faster than turrets do. So eventually you can kind of ignore the turrets. But yeah, early on you're really trying to farm some gold. You'll see actually the bottom lane has a lot of harassment going on back and forth. You see both these players a little bit low on mana as they've been spamming their stuns on Garen repeatedly, but Garen's really good at healing himself. He has already chugged... Actually, he's not chugged a potion. He bought a ward early on. But the point is, yeah, you will sometimes see the players harass each other back and forth. You can see Vladimir in middle has actually now gotten down below half health. So the players will come in and try to harass each other as best they can, but no one wants to die because turrets are really good and because you can pull the aggro from minions. Harassing can get you hurt, so you have to be very smart about it. As for the actual laning choices, top lane is very secluded. Top lane is obviously very far from anywhere else. There's only really one main entrance. So this is where a lot of the late game type carries will come in. So the Tristana played by Dan Din is really, really late game. He's very, very scaled. Oh, and here's some aggression on Hotshot. GG will he be able to pick him off? Hotshot getting very, very low, hit by Rocket Jump, but he's going to be back now. Going to toss some heals back on himself. He should have rank 3 healing. Needly is a self-healing champion. It's very good support as well as carry ability. But Dan Din putting on some early pressure. Doesn't have a lot of mana, but Hotshot is now about to half, so Tristana can put some more damage here. And like I said, Tristana is a late game carry. Scales very, very well with items. Scales well with experience and gold. But Amumo's showing up, and there's that gank right there. He's going to land the bandage toss. He has to, and an Ash arrow across the map. Dan Din getting crushed. There's a rocket jump, but still getting slowed by Lizard Buff. Oh, a summoner teleport, and here comes Nunu, and Nunu's going to slow Hotshot GG onto Kobe as well, but looks like Hotshot's going to be okay.
Wow.
But Tristana, an amazing escape. Ash with the most legit arrow of my life. GG, quite the player. But so Araragi is going to take over the lane for now. Tristana gets out, and a very good teleport from him. Throws a snowball onto Hotshot. Good play there. But basically, these lanes, as they keep churning out minions constantly, you don't want to put that to waste. All you have to do is be near, and you get the experience. If you're nearby, you get experience. So if you don't want to let those lanes stay, untouched, and the riches going to waste. So Aragi doing some more harass. The really cool thing about him is he has both an ability called Ice Blast, which slows a target, but he has the Lizard buff as well, meaning that his auto attacks also slow. So against someone like Needly, who's normally really fast, he has that 1-2 combo of 2 slows, and it makes it really easy to chase enemies.
Is there a lot of team communication going on in terms of, like, for example, in that last battle that we just saw, it's like, we've got an opportunity, transition from middle lane over to the far right lane.
Yeah,
is there a lot of that going on?
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the main things is players will put wards down on the map, and you can see me revealing them on the minimap and focusing down on these wards, which just reveal an area about this big, so you can see when guys are coming across the map. So if you know your jungler might be in danger, or top lane might be taking some hits, you'd be like, hey, there's a guy coming up there, be careful, stuff's going on. Especially in these dual lanes down here. And actually, Morgana and Sion are doing quite well. You can see John is super low this time. He's going to actually have to recall back in the base. And Garen's going to try to hold the lane for himself. But especially these dual lanes, and especially with junglers, you're going to have these calls where you're like, oh man, stuff's going on, be careful, we're going to go for this guy, here's some stuff going on, and they'll coordinate these moves. And especially in the case of that jungler, like, I will guarantee you, Amu said, okay, I'm going to gank, get ready. And so he went into the battle, and Ash was like, all right, I got this. And they called him to arrow up top. And so he led the arrow, and Amumu made sure to stun him right in front of where the arrow was going to land. He probably pinged, oh, the arrow's going to go right here. Stuns Tristana when he stands there, and sure enough, he's stunned. Arrow comes in, stuns him again, and that was probably the exact coordination they were going for. Was here's where I'm going to place it, stun him when he gets there, and that was how their gank was set up.
How important are the roles? I mean, obviously the towers are very beastly, especially early on. But I mean, how crucial is it to always make sure that you're never going to let those towers go down?
So people will definitely try to make sure that their lane is strong. Pushing a lane actually has a benefit and a detriment. So if you push up, which we saw Tristana, right? Tristana was up here, and Amumu just walked right up and stunned him from the back. And so if you push your lane to the turret, you are leaving your backside very, very open. Now, Tristana's a pretty safe champion. She's fast. She has rocket jump. You're okay to push as Tristana. But for someone like Ash doesn't have a lot of escape tools. If you push up and Amumu ganks you, you're in trouble. However, because, again, these turrets do so much damage, and last hitting the minion is worth gold, there's this little game where, there's some more harassment on Hotshot GG, pushing him back again, that Buster shot, putting her down a little bit down to half health. But again, Tristana can heal, so Dan's kind of wasting some mana by doing this. But by pushing up to the turret, which we're seeing pretty much here repeatedly, is this turret does more damage than a champion. So if you can't, really, really expect how much damage these turrets will do, you'll lose last hits to the turrets. And these players are so good. If you're just sitting in the middle of the lane against minions, you'll get like 95% of the minions every time. And you'll see guys, and you'll probably see about 65 minion kills on these carries. 63 from the Tristana, there's 70 from Ashe. These guys are getting, you know, a good 80+% of the minions every time they spawn, which is really good. But against the turret, that is really hard to do. Oh, an amazing, here's a lot of damage on this Morgana, and there's the Demacian Justice. First blood by Garen. Sorry I missed most of that, but there was the lead up probably with the John Tornado. Garen running in there with the silence and then spitting of doom. And yeah, there's Demacian Justice picking off Morgana. There's the first kill. So Epic Gaming, actually the underdogs, they're down 1 game in this. Up 1 kill to 0 so far, picking up first blood. Okay, and here's some of that more team cohesion. I'll call this out in a little bit. So you can see the jungler, but you see this buff is really, really important. And I'll talk really loud, really quietly. Okay, there we go. So Nidalee is one of the main carries for Team CLG. And she has now picked up the Lizard buff. And that's really, really huge because she's fast, and when she can slow people, that is dangerous. And now she has run up to Tristana. There's the Buster shot. Tristana will try to run away, and CLG actually will not commit to that. I think they might be afraid of the Nunu with teleport. Nunu could show up and try to gank that, but I'm actually a little bit surprised that Nidalee didn't go for more pressure there. She can self-heal and do all kinds of cool stuff.
Is the aura last throughout the game?
The aura lasts 2.5 minutes unless you spec for it. So we talked about masteries earlier in the game, and one of the masteries, which I assume Nidalee has, is 30% bonus duration on these buffs, which would put it up to about 3.5 minutes, which is really, really big. So okay, well, Nunu trying to do some harassment onto Ashe, not doing too much there. Going to back up for now. But yeah, so bottom lane trying to recoup their losses. Sion still kind of low, just with the Doran's shield. Probably will. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to recall for some health. But the players are going to try to start positioning for some of these objectives. I think it's going to start happening pretty soon as we're going to see some larger fights for these major objectives like the Dragon and possibly like a turret as well. As we hit the 11.5-minute mark, you start seeing more of these team fights. And Hotshot, yes, he sees Araragi. There's the slow for the Lizard buff, just misses the spear throw. But he's going to back off now. Vladimir saw her as well. He's going to back off. Vladimir actually hasn't bought some items yet. He's actually still staying in mid, just farming the entire time. And yeah, he's up to 78 minion kills, which is really strong, but surprisingly enough, actually behind Ashe in minion kills. So Big Fat GG, probably actually the highest ranked player in the game back before ranked 1, actually had the highest elo from normal games. Okay, here we go. So some important stuff going on. No one quite knows what's going on though, so I can't call it out too hard. But some main objectives are getting dropped down right here. Very good job by CLG. So they've picked that up. You can see Sion moving up. Ashe is holding mid lane against Vladimir. Tristana now coming down, trying to see what's going on. And really, you know, Epic, despite getting that first blood, haven't been very cohesive around the map after that first gank and teleport. But here's the push onto Ashe. Ooh, a very nice flash from Ashe, but there they go. Tosses the stun back into Tristana's face, pushing her back. But that flash actually dodged the rocket jump, which is really huge. When Tristana rocket jumps, when she lands, it slows the area she lands in, meaning that if she landed on top of Ashe, that would have been really, really painful for her. But a very well-timed flash, it's one of the summoner spells in this game, which I'll go into in a minute, actually pushed her out of the area of that. But bottom lane has some fighting going on. There's a Janna shield going back onto Garen. Garen's going to be okay for now, farming some minions off. But some aggression going on. He does have his first Sunfire Cape, and that is a pretty fast Sunfire Cape. What that does is give you health and armor and do just bonus damage in an area around you. Everything you touch just starts burning up for 40 damage a second, which is really not chump change at all. It's really nice on Garen especially, who really specializes in just standing next to enemies. Okay, here we go. There's the Ghost. There's the Silence, but a great stun from Sion. It's going to drop him back. So Excessive not going to get any more damage done here. Had burned his Ghost really for nothing ultimately. But Nunu and Nidalee do see each other. They're going to back off for now, though. Tristana now actually kind of top against Mumu, which is interesting. I'm surprised there's no carries up top. Nidalee trying to exercise some map control, running around this map. Okay, there we go. Nidalee has found Nunu. They've got to be careful about this. Garen is shown back up. Nidalee's going to run away, most likely. But this is going to be a little bit dangerous. They're getting flanked now. Drops another ward down. And yes, Vladimir does see Nidalee. They've got to be careful. She's going to jump that wall and it's going to be fine. Yeah, so Nidalee's main buff is movement. She's really, really fast, can jump over walls, or at least, you know, short walls in Cougar form, which is really, really awesome for her. But Tristana just solo farming top, which is very, very good for Epic. They really want Dan to get super late farmed. He's going to have to actually catch up to Ashe most likely. Dan at 96 kills, but Ashe at 102. So Ashe is actually a little bit ahead. But a lot of damage going off onto Ashe now. Ashe does not have flash, does have Ghost though. Can Excessive keep chasing her down? Will lend the silence. Okay, there we go. Nidalee has shown up, tosses the heal, but Tristana's back as well. And there's Nunu with the teleport. There's a slow, and Mumu has shown up as well. And they do pick off Ashe, but there's the Mumu ultimate. Will they pick off any more? There's Hemo Plague from Vladimir. They're going to back off now. So that is a 2-0 kill score. Very nice from Epic Gaming. However, they have lost Dragon though. So despite getting 2 kills, you might think that's really awesome. They're really winning, but they're not winning the map. Map control is really huge, and objectives like Dragon are actually worth 2 champion kills just in golden experience worth. Mumu coming back now onto forcing this turret down. And this is going to be a little bit dangerous. Garen taking some damage, Sunfire Cape pulling that turret aggro. Hotshot's going to be okay for now though. Last of these minions against the turret. There we go with takedown. But bottom lane is actually pretty dangerous right now. So Chilster and Element's going to have a lot of AoE damage. You see, just blows up that entire minion wave using Scion's shield and Morgana's Tormented Soil. And there we go. There's pressure onto this turret. Now, Janna can shield turrets, but that's not too durable. They've broken through that now, and this turret will go down. So CLG winning on map control. And I can't stress that enough. That is a lot of extra benefit for the entire team. Golden experience is huge. And the champion kills are, of course, worth a lot. They're worth a lot of gold, but experience is often the best thing in the world. Uh-oh. Hotshot has found Araki, but does not get the dragon down. Oh, just barely gets the golem just in time, but getting chased. Hotshot doing some pretty good damage here. Araki will get away with that catalyst. We'll keep him alive. Hotshot going to back off for now, move back around the map. But you can see a lot of these wards. You can see here's a ward right here, another ward down there. CLG doing a very good job of warding off these really important spots. And across you can see some more wards from Epic Gamer. So map control really just super huge, and I can't keep stressing that. You know, as these players get them across the map, again, we have Nidalee versus Tristana back up at top. They're going to keep trying to farm. Neither player is quite comfortable with their level of farm right now. They want to get a couple more big items. Really, Nidalee's going to wait for Ginsu's Rage Blade. She has the Blasting One right now, but she's going to go for Ginsu's Rage Blade. And what that's going to allow her to do is have really, really high ability power and really high damage and attack speed. And ability power is a new concept to League of Legends, which allows your spells, your heals, your damage spells just to do more damage or more healing. So you can actually itemize towards your spells, which is really, really useful, so that casters can scale into late game quite well. Nidalee is actually a hybrid champion. She's going for Ginsu's Rage Blade to give her damage and ability power. A little bit of harassment going on down here, but John is a really good babysitter. That tornado goes off, pushes the rest of the enemies back. Going to be safe for now, but a really good play by CLG because they've now taken over the enemy jungle. You can see that this buff normally on the bottom side of the map is normally Epic Gamers.
Right.
But a very good push. They're like, okay, Alyssa's going to respawn. Let's push down. And they pushed all the way down. And because of that ward, they knew it respawned. Oh, but nice job. Tristana from Epic Gamer has now pushed down a turret himself. So that's 1-to-1 on turret kills, which is going to put them right back in this game. But losing the buff is pretty big because we're going to see Amumu has a fresh lizard buff. Morgana just landing at the bottom. I'm actually surprised they didn't give Ashe the lizard buff. They might have missed last hit that or something, but really Ashe should be the one holding these really high value buffs because her range is very high. She does a lot of damage. She does really well with the slowing abilities there. So again, more map control. You can see again, just very good play by CLG. Has now done a lot of good things for themselves in the jungle. You can see this buff being held by Nidalee. It's very, very good play. As we're going to wait for the rest of these buffs to respawn because they haven't just yet.
So do they have to pay more attention to the upper lane now that that forward tower is down?
Yes, the upper lane's going to be, the upper lane up here and the bottom lane are going to be two big points of contention because while you can farm back here and be pretty safe, you've lost a lot of map control. This entire area around the map, you have no vision, you have no idea what's going on. And that's actually going to start playing out. We saw that happen earlier where this turret wasn't safe anymore, and so they got to come down to this jungle, and so players were out of position and they got to take those buffs out. So lost turrets really do mean a lot for positioning. Normally it means that you as a farmer, like Nidalee, is going to be pretty unsafe because she doesn't have a turret to run to. So if someone ganks her, she's got to run all the way across this map, all the way back here to get somewhere safe. And so that really does matter. You're very unsafe, but it also does give you some offensive benefits because sometimes the lane will push all the way back, and you'll have some cute little things you can do there. But yeah, so the map's going to start playing out left versus right a little bit more than top versus bottom because the right-hand presence here for Epic is gone with his turret down, and the left-hand presence for CLG is gone as well. So you're going to see play a little bit more left versus right. And that's going to be really, really useful. Actually, right now it's going to be really useful for CLG because again, these objectives aren't always symmetrical. Bottom lane is the home of the dragon, and this is going to be probably a big fight coming out here. Ashe is just zoning Epic right now, and again, that's another dragon kill for CLG. So they're actually winning this game right now, despite not killing a champion yet. They're up 2 dragons to 0, and that is really, really huge. A lot of golden experience now split amongst this team. If you want to check out the levels, you see Ashe is up to level 13. And a level 12 Nidalee are 2 big level champions, and Dan's been solo farming the entire game, so he's 13 as well, and Vladimir really likewise. But the other champions, you can see Nunu at 9, Garen at 10, and Janna at 9 as well, actually quite low compared to Amumu's level 11, Nidalee's up to 12. So the overall level scheme is better for CLG, but the carries for Epic are going to keep them up for now. Right now, actually, three guys in mid is going to be nice for Epic Gaming. They are pulling up Tristana as well. And they might go for this turret. They've got to be a little bit careful. CLG does have a lot of stun. A lot of the most popular champions in this game have really reliable stuns to throw down on enemy targets. And that is worth a lot when you can just pin one guy down and just stun him and stun him and stun him until he dies. And that's super, super useful. So they've got to be a little bit careful about their initiations. But you might see some interesting stuff going on. Uh-oh, here we go. Hotshot does see Dan, but Dan will jump over that wall. Yeah, so mobility is huge, and really, Hotshot could have jumped the wall as well right here. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't. I think he's just got to be a little bit careful. I mean, he does have ward coverage. He really could have gone for that and done some harassment. So both players are actually just really afraid right now. They're playing really, really safe. But Elements does see excessive, and he has no turret next to him. He could have gone for some fighting there, but again, they're going to pull back because I guess they're just not completely confident in their map control right now.